Welcome to Rusty Lake. Rusty Lake is an indie game studio from the Netherlands, but it's also the surreal, mysterious location the studio's games are based in. Since 2015, the developer has created 9 cube escape games, all free to play on both iOS and Android as well as your desktop, and 2 premium adventure games that exist in the same universe on the same platforms. I've worked my way methodically through every single one, some of them multiple times, some of them on multiple platforms, and all of them are eerie, atmospheric, challenging, and thoroughly engrossing. This isn't a tappy, clicky time waster of a puzzle. Instead, have one of these on hand for those times when you need a little escapism on your phone. The point-and-click nature of the games adapts well to touch controls, and the lovely cartoon art style is simply beautiful on the small screen. The first game, Cube Escape: The Lake, sets the tone, style, and aesthetic that continues throughout the series. You wake up in a tiny cabin full of memories starting in the spring of 1964, and your task in The Lake, as well as Seasons, Arla's, Harvey's Box, Case 23, The Mill, Birthday, and Theatre, is primarily to escape the cabin, room, or other space you've been placed into. Or maybe it's to understand the space. But then there are floating cubes, which hide even more mysteries, and in case that all still seems a bit straightforward, there are some corrupted souls glooming about the place to keep things interesting. The 2 premium games are a little bit different. Rusty Lake Hotel is a murderous, culinary take on Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. 5 guests, Mr. Boar, Mr. Deer, Ms. Pheasant, Mrs. Pigeon, and the magician Mr. Rabbit, have checked into the manor house on the island in the middle of Rusty Lake. 2 spoilers here. None check out again, and the 5 meals you help prepare are delicious. Rusty Lake Roots is technically a standalone game that follows the Vanderboom family through 3 generations, rather than being part of the overarching storyline. Laura Vanderboom features prominently as the woman in the Cube Escape series, and this 8-chapter prologue explains just how come she's so important. In fact, the same familiar faces pop up throughout the series. You'll meet Mr. Owl, Mr. Crow, Harvey, and even Vincent van Gogh, as well as the Vanderbooms. Whether a character is friend or foe depends almost entirely on which game you're playing, which era you're playing in, or which character you're playing as.
Hello.
This is Detective Dale Vandermeer.
Yes.
Is this Rusty Lake?
The same motifs and mechanics pop up across all adventures too. After playing through a couple of games, I started getting disappointed if an in-game chest of drawers did not contain a box of matches. Don't think this means things get stale though. The familiarity is almost comforting in a way. Once you know that you can slash a painting with a knife, you'll start looking for blades as soon as you notice a frame on the wall. Strange, subtle designs in the wallpaper suddenly stand out as significant clues. You'll start apologising as soon as you see a fish, or a bird, or a corpse. No matter how simple and charming the Rusty Lake games might seem on the surface, it doesn't take long for the glorious, morbid rot to show through the facade. Most, if not all, games feature a jump scare or 2. There are bugs, spiders, and flies everywhere, and inevitably you'll end up with blood on your hands, or, in one memorable scene, your paintbrush.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
The team behind Rusty Lakes want to become the new Twin Peaks of gaming, with the free-to-play titles designed to attract and entice new fans, while the premium releases deliver the series' real impact. With a 3rd premium title, Rusty Lake Paradise, on the way a little later this year, now is the perfect time to take a deep breath and dive into Rusty Lake.
I feel different. I can't feel my body anymore. I see my memories captured in little cubes.
And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. Next week, we're getting into some solid reviews as we check out Parenting Simulator Think of the Children, as well as a look at the juggernaut that is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. In the meantime, you can catch us at playerattack.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you've got something you want to say, send us an email, mailbox@playerattack.com, or just hop on our forums. Also, if you want to support Player Attack, you can find us on Patreon and help us bring you the latest in gaming news, plus all these wonderful interviews and reviews of the world of video games. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is Player Attack.